Hi everybody. So this week our first letter is the letter J. J. And I always think of J living right next door to the letter G, because guess what G likes? Or guess what J likes? J likes Grandma's cookies just like G does. And J goes into the basement just like G and turns and catches Grandma's cookie crumbs just like G. So when we print it, we're going to say it just goes right into the basement and then it catches the cookie crumbs. So I hope that that helps you remember how to make it, because sometimes children have a hard time remembering which way it turns. So if you think of it as liking Grandma's cookies, it turns the same way as lowercase g, okay? So here's how you make it. You stick your pinkies up, just like you did with the letter I, but then you're going to do something. You're going to make the letter in the air. So you go down and then you turn. Now, don't worry about which way you're turning right now since we're doing it with two hands, but here's where I do want you to turn. Just turn into the middle. Turn into the middle, okay? Because we'll talk in a second on your paper about which way you're turning. And we're going to do it with two hands because we're going to say, J says J, J, jump rope. And you're going to pretend you're holding the jump rope with your pinkies and you're turning the jump rope to jump over it. All right? J says J, J, jump rope. All righty? Good job. Let's print the letter J. Okay, before we start learning how to print J, I want to show you something down here. So remember, lowercase g was a magic C letter, and then it helicoptered up and it went into the basement and it turned to catch the cookie crumbs. Remember, Grandma made a cookie and then the crumbs would fall and G would catch the crumbs. Here's what J does. J just starts here and it goes into the basement and it turns to catch crumbs too, because it likes Grandma's cookie crumbs. Do you see how they both turn the same way? You just don't have any cookie on the J. It just starts and goes straight down and then it turns to catch the crumbs. And then if you remember lowercase I last week, remember that little squiggle like that? Lowercase j has a dot, just like the letter I. All right, and I like it when kids say, hey, there's a letter I hiding in the letter J, and there's part of a G hiding in the letter J. That tells me you're starting to make connections and you're starting to see things that are the same and different between the letters, and that's a really good thing. Okay, so we're going to turn this over, and we're going to go ahead and do lowercase j first, okay? And I think what I'll do is I will let you guys do the screen with your teachers. I just want to come over and print a few. So it is downstairs on the first floor because the dot goes upstairs. So you start in the middle and you just go straight down. And then remember the way we turn to catch Grandma's cookie crumbs? you just turn the same way and then come up and put your dot. So look at this. What if I stopped right there and I had a dot? Look at that. See the I hiding in there? But since it's a J, I'm just going to turn to catch Grandma's cookie crumbs. Here we go. Turn and catch the crumbs. And look at this. What if I made a lowercase g? But then what if I erased this part? My eraser doesn't look like it's working very well. Look at that. I erased that round cookie part. And look at that. It's a J. Isn't that cool how different letters have some of the same parts? I think that is so cool. The only thing I would say that I've seen kids do before, and I don't want to mess you up, but guess what they do? They turn their J the wrong way. But remember, that's not the way Grandma's cookie crumb, that's not where Grandma's cookie is. Grandma's cookie is over on this side. So you don't want to do that. You want to turn towards Grandma's cookie and then do your dot, okay? And that one is definitely my best one. Okay, here we go with uppercase J, and these two are almost twins. Remember, C, they were twins, uppercase and lowercase. O, uppercase and lowercase were twins. They look exactly the same, except one's big and one's small. J has the line down, and then it turns like Grandma's cookie crumb catcher, just like lowercase. The only thing different is lowercase has the dot. Uppercase, I always used to call this a hat. Uppercase is wearing a hat. So you start here and you turn and then you put on the hat. Remember, uppercase letters never go in the basement, ever, ever, ever. They always stay in the big part of the house. So uppercase J does not go in the basement like lowercase. Sometimes I would see kids do this, and they would make it way too big and way down in the basement. That's not what you want to do. You want to keep it upstairs, the upstairs and the downstairs in the main part of the house. Uppercase letters never go down there. And then you can put on the hat. And it is okay. Sometimes you'll see people make uppercase J's like that with no hat, and that is perfectly okay. Your teachers might ask you to practice it with the hat on the top, but you don't have to have one when you print an uppercase J. Alrighty, and I don't know if I have one that's my very favorite on this one. I think I would say I need to do another one. There, that guy's looking pretty good. There we go, I squeezed him in. Okay, have fun with J.